Alright, Machedo, Sweeney from Machedo.com. Who's Machedo and Think Personal Branding. I'm sitting down with my wifey here in Amazon coffee shop. So this is how it looks like. So just sitting down here, and you can see on the table I have my espresso. My wife has her chocolate. She has a chocolate ice drink and all the stuff that is here. My charger and her phone and everything else. Anyway, I just decided for a change I would come out here and make a video. And the question that I got from most of my users was, why is it that I chose to be in Thailand even though I have an Indian passport and not, stay in India? Why is it that after 40 years of being in Dubai, UAE, why is it that I still choose not to be in India? So I've just jotted down here, I've jotted down kind of 12 points. So I'm just randomly going and sharing my views. Mind you that I'm an Indian passport holder, but I'm not very fond of staying in India. So have an open mind, listen to it. If you like my thoughts, you can agree with them. If you don't like it, you can put your thoughts in the comment section below. So let's quickly move on. Why is it that I chose not to stay in India? Or why did I choose Thailand? See, the first thing what you need to understand is, me, like many other NRI, that is, Indians say not required Indians, but non-resident Indians, we have stayed away from India and we have stayed in different countries. So the countries that we stay normally are predominantly, our parents chose to move because they are better. So those days, Dubai was a much better option than India. Today, India has developed a little bit more better, but still, Dubai in those days was much better. The earning capacity would be much better. So Dubai offered a better luxurious life. So that's why, I was born and raised in Dubai. And for me, India was like a poor country because whenever we used to come down to Bombay, you'd see, those days, I'm talking 20 years ago, you'd see people shitting on the streets, you'd see beggars sleeping on the road, you'd see people, beggars. In fact, when the airplane would land, I'm not exaggerating, when the airplane would land from Dubai, the minute the doors would open, you'd smell like, I think because the airport was situated near the slums, you'd get a smell of shit, So at least me, I always had the feeling that India was poor and India was like, manky and dirty. And when I used to go to the beach, that is near Jew Beach or near Seven Bungalows, you'd see people shitting near the railway lines, you'd see people shitting near the beaches. So always had this negative connotation. So I'm talking in 20 years. However, I think it got ingrained, and that was my first reason. But as I grew up, now in my 40s, when I had to make the change, the main thing that I wanted to do was settle down. I wanted to get married, and this is my Thai wife. So I knew for a fact that if I wanted to get married, I didn't want to get married to an Indian girl. Don't get me wrong, it's not that Indian girls are not good, but today Indian girls are far more modern. Many girls are, the girls are like guys. The girls, especially these feminists, it's like on one hand, the girl would like to behave very timid and she would want you to take care of her. But the other hand, the girl would want to be westernized, she would want to be modern, she would demand equal rights. And Indian girls are not that timid anymore. Indian girls are kind of aggressive. And if they feel strongly about something, I mean, they will make your life a mess. And I know so many guys who have married Indian girls who, literally fight, argue, and a lot of problems. I'm not saying all, I'm saying most. And Indian women are today far more modern than what they used to be. So when I wanted to get married, I didn't want complications. Most of the girls that I liked dating in those days in Dubai were Filipinas, were Vietnamese, were I even dated Russian girls, but they are far more stronger mentally. I dated some Western girls. So Indian girls were, it's like they have the Eastern values, at the same time they have the Western philosophy. So it's kind of confusing, and especially the fights and the nonsense. I didn't want to get married to an Indian girl. So because I'd gone to Thailand and I met my first Thai girl, and I was surprised that she would literally massage my feet every day. She would be submissive. She would be very caring, very giving. I was like, fucking hell, does that still exist in the Eastern philosophy or Eastern culture? And that's where I decided, okay, I'd get married to a Thai girl. And if you see, my wife looks pretty young. She looks really beautiful. I was like, I really wanted a beautiful girl. At the same time, I wanted someone submissive. I wanted someone who had very low expectations. And I think I got all that in my wife. So, that's why I decided to move to Thailand, was to get the right partner. And I knew that if I'd been in India, I wouldn't get the right partner. So that was one more reason why I chose not to be in India. Um, Now comes the main reasons why I didn't want to be in India. I would say the keeping all this aside, the upbringing and the marriage partner. The first biggest point why I chose not to be in India is the overpopulation. I mean, if you go down to India, it's more like Japan, but it's more the dirtier version of Japan. It's like, for example, in Bombay, try to go to through the railway station. Even if you try to get into the ladies compartment, you will be pushed. People don't follow discipline. It's such a mess. So, and there is no respect, there's no regard, nobody's going in line. So, and it's because of the overpopulation. You can't blame it. People are so much in a rush, and because of this, there's so much of congestion. Because of that, there's so much of pollution. I mean, you go to Delhi, the smog, or you go to Bombay, you just travel by rickshaw or you travel by scooter. I'll tell you, your face, you just have to wipe your face. You'd see black soot on your face. So the problem is overpopulation. The problem is congestion. The problem is pollution. Okay, the first reason. The second reason why I chose not to be in India, sorry, I think it's the fourth reason. The fourth reason why I chose not to be in India is the narrow mindedness. Now, me and my wife, we are not legally married. We just had a small marriage ceremony, and before her, I was with six other women, just live-in partners. And because I stay in a forest, nobody was bothered. Nobody cared about the fact that I was living with a woman and I was not married to her. Nobody disturbed me. Nobody, had any problems. But in India, if you stay with a girl and you're not married to her, there'll be a lot of questions asked. A lot of people will interfere in your business. A lot of people will ask you questions. I mean, that narrow-mindedness is still there. In fact, I see videos online where you see, some Hindu BJP party guy coming, who's she, why is she with you? And, you start thinking about all these things as to, you know, why are they moral policing and why are they asking you questions? So that was another reason why I chose not to be in India, because of the narrow-mindedness. And I would say this narrow-mindedness and conservatism then laps onto religion. Religion is the fifth point that I would say, and this is a scary one. See, I'm an atheist. I don't believe in religion. If you check my YouTube comments, I get Muslims who talk shit. I get Hindus who talk shit, and it's like I'm minding my own business. You suddenly come to my channel and you start giving me shit. So I insult them where it hurts, and I'm not. I don't have qualms about speaking about their holy books or their prophets or their gods. Now, if you try insulting someone in India with regards to his god or his belief, I can tell you without a doubt, he would rally up 10, 20 guys and they would come and beat you or ransack your house or burn your stuff, or, and and I'm not telling you something that is a one-off incident. This happens in India. You don't have to believe me. Just go and insult someone's religious beliefs. They don't believe in freedom of expression. You just get crucified for it. So that's another one. Point number 6, I would say, is the politics, and that can really be scary. The politics is people are jobless. They just want to make strikes, and the political environment is pretty tense. I would say that, and that affects you. That does affect you, and that's one of the other reasons why I didn't want to be. Point number 7 is the safety. I would be very concerned for my safety because I'm a very outspoken guy, and I like to be creative. I like to be free. Now, when you are in India, you can't be absolutely creative. You can't be absolutely free. There's so much of like double standards. Like Sunny Leone is respected, and it's like wow. But if you're a girl who's raped, it's like taboo. So this double standards that is there, I kind of hate it. It's like a rich man can get away with a crime, but an ordinary man can't get away with the smallest thing. Then some places you have, you know, Sunny Leone or Shilpa Shetty or Priyanka Chopra. I don't know. I'm just talking whichever actresses I know. They put, show their cleavage and they dance and all that, and that's like wow. But then if you as a woman dress up free and modern, you can get crucified. You'll get guys, and this is one thing that really fucks up my head is guys act as if they never seen women, and they literally will grab you if you are in a crowded place. I've seen videos where girls are just walking and guys just come and grab them and grope them. And this happens only with Asians, with Indians, Pakistanis, Bangladesh, and it's really bad because they're so frustrated sexually. It's like they're dying to just jump on a woman. And I wanted to be in a free environment where this danger is not there. So that's another one. And I would also say that given the fact that I have very expensive equipment, I have very expensive books, robberies are very common in India. Here in Thailand, I have even left my house open. And in this part of Thailand, that is somewhere nobody has touched my stuff. So I'm pretty happy. Then I would say point number, I think it's point number 8, is the nosy attitude. Indians are very nosy. They just like to interfere in other people's business. They like to know what she's doing, what he's doing, and I hate that. I just absolutely hate it. Here in Samui, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody knows me. Nobody speaks the same language. So nobody gives a damn. So I'm very comfortable being in a place where nobody can interfere in my business. So, and I'll tell you, your neighbors are very nosy. They like to interfere in your personal fucking business. Point number 9 is the expense. I can live off, I think, $5 a day in Thailand, and I can live in luxury. I've been to India, I've been to Delhi, I've been to Bombay, I've been to Kerala. I would say India is not cheap. India by no means is cheap. It's there are places which are cheap, but then you have to live in the slums. And if you're talking about spending expensive, India has some of the best brands if you really have the money. But here in Thailand, I'm staying in a villa. I'm staying in a proper, full-fledged villa, private villa, for I would say two, roughly $3,000. $3,000 a year. I'm living in a luxurious, nice villa. Okay, there's no swimming pool, but I'm pretty happy. I doubt you can have such, facilities offered in India. Yes, there are places, I'm not saying that, but I just don't know which are the cheap places in India where you get the best internet, the best technology, safety, a nice prime location, but for cheap. Okay, but then point number 10 is free opinion. Here I can express my opinions freely about India. Yes, I cannot speak about the government of the country, but that doesn't matter to me because I don't know the government. I'm not related to the Thai politics. But because I'm an Indian passport holder, I would like to have opinions about India. So, but if I was there in India, I don't think this would be possible without repercussions, especially if you're an Indian and you speak about Narendra Modi or you speak about the Indian government or let's say BJP party or something. I think there is a price to pay. You have to live with fear. Point number 11 is, I think this I've covered, the fact that it's pretty dirty. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying India doesn't have clean places, but it's overall manky. You'd see people throwing garbage, spitting, and chewing betel leaf and just spitting it out. And, at least in Thailand, I don't see that. Yes, there are some places which throw garbage, but the municipality comes and cleans it. In India, I doubt this is there. You even get people urinating and defecating, shitting in public, which is still there in India, and I find this very shocking. Point number 12 is, uh, you know, wait, let me just see my points, whichever. Oh yeah, point number 12 is the government interference. I think the government is really involved in quite a number of things, and the corruption that there is pretty high. Okay, agreed, corruption is there in all Asian countries and in Western countries, but being an Indian in India and having the government interfere in your business, I think can sometimes be crazy. And I think the corruption in India is predominantly high. um, and point number 13 is the future. Now, I got married to my Thai wife because I wanted a nice wife and a loving woman, and I also wanted a child. Now, I don't think I want my child to grow up in India because more than the parents, the child gets influenced by friends, and I didn't want my child to have the typical Indian mentality. I just didn't want. I wanted my child to not modern, but I want my child to be very humble, be very God fearing, have the Buddhist philosophy of peace, of being humble. I see many Thai children. They still touch. They bow their heads to the parents' feet. They literally massage the parents' legs. They sleep on the floor. They don't ask for expensive things. Okay, yes, a little bit of westernization because of social media and media in particular has affected the Thai culture. But for me, I think I see my wife, she comes from the village, and I wanted my child to be like a farmer. So these are the 13 reasons why I chose not to be in India. And I would say that until now, my experience has been really amazing. It's like I get the modern lifestyle, but with Eastern philosophy here in Thailand. And my wife is very timid. My life is very happy and peaceful. And because I stay in solitude, nobody interferes in my business. Nobody is nosy. Nobody asks me questions, and I have total freedom. So these are the reasons why I chose to be in Thailand and not in India. So let me know what you think. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right. I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments. So if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't like the video, give it a thumbs down. And please do put your comments, because I'm very interested to know what do you have to say with regards to all this. So live from Machedo.com, who's live Machedo, personal branding. Say goodbye for now. Take care.